Pima County Chairman Brian Miller, who's standing by in Tucson and joins us now. Brian, welcome.
Thank you, Bill.
Brian, what do you hope that the Republicans will react to? I mean, you're concerned, I guess, about blame, right?
Well, I think now is not the time for blame or political finger pointing. Now's the time for healing, and that is what we're focused on here in Tucson, in Pima County, and throughout the state. And I hope that nationally people can respect that. What do you think,
or what do you hope, I guess, the president will say when he's there tonight?
I'm hopeful that the president will lead by example. I'm confident that he will, and that he'll ask for people to stop the finger pointing. You know, there's ongoing investigation. The fact is that we don't know motive. Anything that people ascribe motive to is pure conjecture. And I think it's unfortunate that certain people have done that a lot of people have done that, especially leaders in the political realm and on the national level. But we need to focus on the fact that we have our neighbors and our families, and this community is grieving. We need to let us go through this grieving process. This is a very human face to this. When you take away the political professions of two of the victims, at the bottom line, this is a massacre in our backyard, right down the street from my house. And we need to remember that, and I believe and I'm confident that the president will take the lead and lead by example tonight.
Mr. Miller, have you begun to set an example? Have you reached out, for example, and spoken with your Democratic counterpart in Pima County? And if so, what have you spoken about?
Yes, and Jeff Rogers, the chair of the Pima County Democrats, and I, we have agreed to stand arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder, with things that we agree with, and one of those things is exactly what I just said. And also, and I'm relieved to hear, as of recently, that the group, the out-of-state group that was going to protest the funerals, to my knowledge, they're not coming now. But Jeff and I were ready to stand side by side to attempt to give our friends and family and neighbors the dignity and peace that they need as they go through this terrible process. And I'm glad that we won't have to do that, but he and I agree that we need, as a community, to come together and not hurt these bonds that unite us. We need to heal them.
When you talk generally about politicizing this affair, do you mean, for example, that debates about high-capacity magazines or mental health laws or sharing information with the police ought to be off the table or postponed? Or are those valid debates to have?
Obviously, anything in dealing with the investigation is valid. But as far as public statements from public officials, I and the Pima County, under my leadership, the Pima County Republican Party have led by example. I will not discuss politics, political issues at this point. There will be a time for that. Absolutely, there will be a time for that. And I look forward to that because it'll be an indicator that we have progressed beyond this stage of grief and mourning. But right now, it's too close. It's in our backyard. These are people we knew. You know, we run as the Pima County Republicans. We know these people in the Pima County Democrats, and there's no personal animosity there. And we see that a lot of these folks were victimized, and our neighbors and friends. And you know, this is a very personal thing.
Although a lot of people have noted, Brian, that last fall's campaign was particularly nasty, the Giffords campaign, and I suppose that's part of the reason for the problem.
Politics have been nasty for thousands of years, Bill. And, you know, we'll discuss politics in a while, but not now.
Okay, very good, and we appreciate you coming, Brian. Thank you so much. Brian Miller, the Pima County Republican Chair.